Hello, everyone. Hi, Rachel.
Hi, Faye. How are you?
Very well. How's things your end?
Yeah, not too bad. It's a bit cold, though, isn't it?
Oh, cold. Oh, my gosh. I've gone back to my winter clothes. I was in boots yesterday. We don't know what this weather's doing, do we?
I've got my hoodie on today. I'm so cold. And
Yeah.
we've actually put the heating on tonight.
Yeah, well, I wanted to get the wood burner going again, but it was a strict no because we've had the chimney swept. But it was that cold. It is freezing. Oh,
You wouldn't think it was June. It's like October, November weather, isn't it?
I know. It's mad, isn't it? It is crazy. Yeah. Oh, we got people joining us. Good to see you, everyone. And we've got no Debbie this evening because she's out celebrating a family wedding, so she can't be with us. And Rachel, I'm really grateful for you keeping me company.
Hey.
Here's a lovely Debbie. She can't be with us, so we're going to be doing a bit of crafting together, aren't we?
Yeah, we are.
So what are your plans? I can see you've got some mixed media there.
Yeah, so tonight I am going to be using a page from the Crafty Garden Collection bundle, which is super, super lovely.
I love that.
The elements and everything with it. And I'm going to be using some mica powder, which is a brownie coffee colour. I've got some lovely Lindy's magical shakers, which I know you're hoping to get into stock, which would be brilliant.
Yes, we are. And I've also got, I mean, people sometimes have different things, don't they? Because I've got, if they're micas, like I've got, I'm guessing all these type of products would work because I've got the dilutions, dust. What else have I got? Pixie powders or something like that. Is that
okay, yeah, that would work as well.
Bit like Lindy, so you can use what you have.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to seeing these Lindy's because we can get them in stock, and so I'm looking
brilliant if you could
forward to seeing what you create.
And then I'm going to be using some distress embossing glaze. So it's a bit like an embossing powder, but when it dries, it goes shiny. So that's a new technique that I'll be showing tonight, along with, which I absolutely love. Instead of the old embossing pads that you get for embossing powders, this is a distress embossing dabber. So it's really, really useful for when you put it through stencils. Instead of like trying to pad it and everything, you just dab it where you want it. Yeah, so I'm going to be showing that tonight as well.
Now, again, this is stuff we can get in stock. So we've got some new Tim Holt stuff landed on the website. So we've got his new collage papers.
I've seen those. They look beautiful.
Ooh. We've had lots of new stock. So we've had some of the new Vicky Booton mixed media collection. We've got most of that in now. We've got one of her bold and bright papers, and we're still waiting on all the other lovely goodies. It seems like it's really slow to come through, but we have had some of the Paige Evans Adventurous new papers come in, which are beautiful.
Have you had some of the 49er Market Academia as well?
Yes, yeah, that's come in. And the new 49er Market, it's like that blue and red seasidey collection. Can't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Oh, can't remember. The name's gone. There's so many new collections, I forget. Oh, hi, Kate. Good to have you with us. So, yeah, that's we've also got Shamil's new collection in. I can't remember what it's called now. Reasons to Smile. I mean, you know, Shamil is all kinds of rainbow, isn't it?
Yeah, very bright and pretty.
Very bright. So, yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this mixed media is used. Rachel, it's going to be fab.
So what I've done, I've taken a piece of the cardstock from the pack, and this is Crafty Garden Tranquil Blossom. And what I've done, because I'm going to be using some water and the mixed magical shakers, I've put a clear gesso over the top so that the paper doesn't warp.
And it's a really thick quality, the 49er Market, so it holds mixed media well, doesn't it? But I've read the gesso doesn't allow all that medium just to soak in. It helps it stay more on the surface.
Yeah, and the clear one you can see is really, really good. So there's, you know, it is transparent, so it's a lovely, lovely one. Which one make is it? Hang on, let me just show you. It's the Art Basics Gesso Clear.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, and so that's the Finnabair one.
Yeah,
I think we've got, I can't remember we've got gesso in the shop. It might be the Dina Wakely ones, but they all do a similar thing.
Yes, they are.
Oh, we've got lots of people joining us. Hi, Sue and
Hello,
Ali.
everyone.
And we got Gwen. Hi, Gwen and Karen. Oh, Karen, you ask a good question. We will look into that with our stockists. So let me write that down. Uniquely creative kits. Because I've got a little list here from Rachel's products that she's demoing. We are going to be ordering some of these. So I'll write that down, Karen. Thank you for that suggestion. Because we are ordering most weeks, and it comes across usually most of our suppliers from the States, because it's just lovely stuff. So I'm working with Simple Stories colour palette, so Simple Vintage colour palette collection, and it's our next subscription kit next month. So this is one of the things in the kit, which is this 6x8 paper pad. I've already taken it apart and I've been using loads. It is just, you've got the ginghams and you've got all the tags and the florals. And I did this layout last week with Deb. So I went blues and yellows on that one. And I thought today I'm scrapping a picture of me and Deb, so I'm going pinks.
Aww.
Going pinks. Oh, hi, Nicola. Hope that little one hopefully is on their way to bed. My little one is sleeping soundly because we had swimming tonight.
Does he love swimming, Faye?
He does, and he's doing really well. He's been going for lessons since March, and his confidence is really growing. He started with some one-to-one lessons to start with because he wasn't that confident. So he's been having some one-to-one lessons, which is great.
I really wish that I had learnt to swim when I was little, because I can't even swim. I can't even go in the pool, whereas I'm petrified of water that much.
Oh, my mum was the same. My mum might dip her foot in the sea just as and that would be it. No, absolutely scared of water.
Yeah, and me.
She had.
Why I would never ever want to go on a cruise, and Colin keeps saying to me, "But you can't fly, but you go on a plane." And I'm like, yeah, all right, don't be cheeky.
Oh, you would so love a cruise. Well, I want to do a Vicky Booting cruise for my 50th, so
we better start saving them, Faye.
Yeah, and you better try and get over that fear of water. We want a crafty trip. It'd be great if a big group of us could go. We would have an absolute blast, I'm sure. Would be amazing. Oh, Nicola, Daddy's doing bedtime stories tonight.
Oh,
that is good. Yeah, Gwen, good suggestion. Adult swim lessons. I think where my little boy goes, because it is sort of more intensive one-to-one, they also do adult, and also they've got autism friendly classes, and they've had special training to cater for children who might find that kind of sensory experience quite difficult. So it's just great. Yeah. Oh, Karen, so that's useful to know. So Australia, because we have account with Cocoa Vanilla, which is Australian, and actually you're right, ordering in bulk and getting them shipped over is much better for our customers, because then you can get your hands on all the lovely stuff without all that massive import, which we take care of. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm going to do some research, Karen. Right, so tell us what you're doing there. That looks great, Rachel. So that's the Tim Holtz embossing glaze.
Yeah, it's the embossing clear dabber, and then I've just put the glaze on, and now I'm just drying it. And you can see, I don't know if you can see, it goes shiny. So it's not like embossing powder where it dries flat. It actually dries quite shiny. So it's
I can see it on the... I can see it catching the light.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving that. And it's in fossilized amber. So actually the color palettes that we make for the subscription kit mean that you can color match it perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. I'm creating a bit of a frame here. I'm using loads of foam pads.
Because sometimes, you know, when you use embossing powder, sometimes they can be a bit lumpy still on your page, can't they? Whereas these glazes, they're lovely. They're lovely and smooth, and they're shiny.
And really fine powders with a strong pigment.
Yeah, really, really fine.
I think we might need to be stocking Tim, and also because we stock all the oxides, the great thing is you can just colour match with your same powders. Oh, Karen, you got stung with the import charges. I have to say, when we do cocoa vanilla, sometimes our order, the import charges, the taxes that you get on top is almost the same as the amount of money we've spent on products. It is. And that's why, you know, cocoa vanilla is lovely, but it is one of the more expensive brands, you know, comparable to something like 49 a market, because of those extra fees that we have to pay in the UK. It's a shame, but we can certainly do some research, because we love getting our hands on those international brands that we wouldn't necessarily be able to get hold of. I keep my eye on some of the Facebook groups where they say about import charges, because you never quite know, do you? It doesn't always calculate it at the point of buying, and then you just don't know. So this was me and Debbie at our 48-hour weekend crop last year when we had the King's coronation.
Oh wow.
Debbie had crocheted us comfy crowns, as she called them. We had our comfy crowns for the day. We had gold plastic ones too, but the comfy crowns were just fantastic. So I thought I had to scrapbook that memory, because that was great. And our 48-hour crop in May 25, we've sold half the tickets already.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, we had such a blast last time. It was sold out last time, so we can't wait. Lots of people have rebooked, and I know lots of people are saying we are going to book. It's so far ahead. We're just trying to work out what we might be doing at that point next year. And I know exactly what you mean.
I've booked.
You're booked in. Excellent. Yeah, and we've got our 12-hour Christmas crop, which is a bit earlier this year, on the 30th of
I know. I'm gutted
November.
Because I'm off to Tenerife.
Oh, you're on holiday.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be enjoying some winter sunshine though. That's heaven.
So let me just show you what I'm going to do next. These are with the mica and also the shakers. So I don't want too heavy a texture. I'll just put it only be here.
Right, I'm watching this.
So this is called Every Picture Tells a Story, and it looks quite green when you put it on the mat or on paper and everything. But once you spritz it, I'll just show you, it goes a beautiful blue colour.
Oh, so it just reacts with the water.
Yeah.
Is it shimmery?
No.
Or matte?
This one isn't. This is matte. But
matte. Okay.
My mica brown is shimmery. I'm just going to put a bit on my mat. Not too much.
Okay, so they do different types of powders.
This has got a shimmer to it. I'm going to make it really, really watery. And then what I want to do, move that over there and put this here. And then with my paintbrush, put a drop of water on the paint. And I just want to go in slightly.
Oh, and just pick up a little bit of colour.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. While you're doing that, Karen's asked a great question about inks and oxides. So on our YouTube channel, I did a little video demoing the difference between inks and oxides, and I kind of wanted to compare and contrast. So this is a colour swatch that I've made, and one side has inks and one side has oxides. I think I've grown to love the oxides more than the inks. So if I was going to choose now, I would definitely go oxides. They give a more opaque coverage. They've got a slight it's not chalky, but they definitely have that deeper coverage. But I've still kept my inks because they do different things. So if I find the same color, let's find the same. Have I got an ink and an oxide in the same color so I can show you? peacock feathers. Have I got peacock feathers in an ink and an oxide? Because it was just fascinating, because I wanted to know the same question myself, Karen. So you can see inks and the oxides, same pigment, but this one, the ink, would react with water and become almost more translucent, whereas the oxides stay quite opaque. So if you want a real depth of colour through a stencil, the oxides work really well. But if you want a really funky background, and you can paint with these, the inks or the oxides, you can paint like Rachel's doing. You could paint with the inks or the oxides. So for me, I've kept both, because if you want a softer colour, the inks do it. If you want a more opaque colour, the oxides are better. But yes, so I've got behind me a little rack with oxides and a little rack with inks. Some people have large oxides, because Tim Holtz has said you can only have the oxide in a larger pad. The manufacturing process doesn't work in the minis. So some people have the large oxides and they go for the little mini inks, which we stock. So you can just have like a little tin of mini inks. So I hope that's helpful in helping you decide. I think more people have moved across to oxides as they've got to know them a bit more and get to know what they do. What about you, Rachel?
Yeah, I've moved over. I prefer oxides now.
They kind of do more things. You can paint with them, you can stencil with them. And some people have sold all their inks and gone across to minis, and they just keep the minis for their inks. But I do like both, I must admit. Oh yeah, you're waiting to see what you're doing in 2025, Nicola. Oh yeah, definitely 2026 for your 40th year. You have to have some lovely things planned. That's why, I mean, I'm 45 in July, but I keep saying about this cruise for my 50th, because A, I love cruising. B, just to be on a cruise with, I know some friends who were at a retreat said how much fun they had on a Vicky Booting cruise. It's got to be done one day.
We need to start saving them, Faye.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm telling people 5 years in advance. So anybody who wants to come with me can save up. Debbie's not sold on the cruise idea and is a bit scared of boats, but she said for me,
I would as well. I'm not overly keen on boats, but yeah, I would.
You would. Good.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. I think we'll have a great time.
I'm just going to dry this off a moment.
That is looking really good. So I have actually coloured this title with a pink Sharpie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it was a really, can you I got my pink Sharpie pen and I found it in a coordinating colour, and I coloured it in, which I've seen lots of people suggest, because I have got rather a lot to use, and I'm trying to, on each layout, try and use at least one piece, because they are beautiful and I just need to get them used. So I think that one is about done. Sort of paper piecing on that one. Right, I'm going to go a bit mixed media-y now, Rachel. I'm going to need some help, because I've been working. This was last week, and I got all stuck on. I did this bit of stenciling. I couldn't work out how to do these butterflies. So let's see.
So what I'm adding here is I got it from B&Q. I think it's called Builder's Tape. It comes on a big reel like this.
Yes.
But it just gives so much lovely texture just to put on. And you just stick it on.
Ah, great. And would you do a bit of inking over the top there?
So I'm going to put some inks on the top, some paintbrush effects on it.
Love that. Yeah, Gwen's got some good guidance. So oxide's better for stamping with, because I find the distress inks don't give as crisp an image, do they, Gwen? But the oxides do. and then the distress inks are better as a background, and they are just not so in. I used oxides for this to get a really crisp line, but if I'm doing a background, I go for the inks, and it is that softer image. Yeah, that's really great advice, Gwen. And I've got a distress ink now because I've got some vellum and I want to colour the vellum, but I want it to be really soft, whereas an oxide would be quite harsh in the colour, which I really wanted here. Let's find my...
Have you got vellum in the shop, Faye?
No, it's something that's quite hard to come. This is just plain. We could do with finding a stockist just for plain vellum. Then you could
looking everywhere for plain vellum, and I can't find it for love or money.
Right, on the list. Let me add it on my list.
I didn't know whether a tracing pad would be just as good.
Yeah, or some people have used that deli paper, but the deli paper is very waxy.
Yeah.
And it won't hold the inks, whereas vellum just seems to be just right. Trying to find... I've got every green brush, forest moss. I label all of these here so that they don't get mixed up, but I don't think I've got a peeled paint. The other thing that we've been advised is you keep your... Oh, there's my peeled paint. So I put a dot on my oxide brushes, and my inks I leave clear because actually you don't want the chalky residue going across to your inks. So I tend to mark mine with a dot so I know that those are oxides. That was Debbie told me that.
Top tip from Debbie.
Well, I was just using any old brush and it was all mixing up, and Debbie was like having palpitations as I was mixing these inks. Oh, so what film strips have you got there? What colour's that one in?
This one, I don't know from what collection it's from, but it's like a taupe mushroom colour.
That's lovely. I wonder if that's like stone.
Or it could be
pewter.
Or is it Moonlit Garden?
Oh, I see, from the film strip frame set.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So that just shows how the collections really do mix and match.
Yeah, and what I've got here, so I've got the crafty garden stuff, but also I've got some leaves and bits and pieces from eucalyptus as well that I'm going to use.
Yeah,
so
great.
They complement one another.
Yeah, using up all the things.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Move that out of the way.
Yeah, I'm finding if we could get a pad of vellum, I think I'd use it to die cut with.
Oh, absolutely.
That just inks beautifully. You can see it just giving a bit of definition. I'm going to create kind of hills, if you like, with vellum and some of this lovely gingham.
And the beauty with vellum as well, that if you put oxides on it and then you can run it through either a cutter machine or Sizzix and everything, you can make beautiful vellum butterflies.
Oh, and actually it embosses really well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So using your embossing folders to create your own little background papers is a nice idea.
So what I've done here, because although using foam pads is great for 3D, I've cut up a cardboard box. I don't know if you can see these bits here that I've got.
Yes.
And what I've done, I've backed them on some of the elements and also photograph, because it gives a thicker 3D feeling to it.
Yeah, so thicker than your normal foam pads. It gives a really nice depth.
And also it's cheaper.
It is, because Debbie gave me this sheet of foam pads, and look, on that last layout I've gone through. So that's a great idea. And then you just use your double-sided tape or your Nuvo.
Yeah.
That's a great top tip. Oh, Nicola, you were thinking about, right. Well, there we go, Nicola. you've got 5 years. Our little ones will be a bit more grown up then. We can justify it. We'll do a VB cruise. Oh,
I might be a grandma by then.
You might.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. There's a reason to go on a girly holiday. Oh, wouldn't it be brilliant though? We would have the best time. Oh, that is definitely on the bucket list. Right, I'm inking all of these. I'm nearly done. And let's see how we might layer it up. See how it looks. So there's my inking. Let's move these pieces. So I used the lovely Jenny Wren stencil that Debbie's designed. She's designed this so you could do a full circle. Let me show you it here. It is in the shop. Comes in this lovely A4 wallet. So it is A4 and it's big enough to be able to ink that way. And she's designed it so it rotates and you can make a full circle, which looks really effective on a layout. Yes, crop cruise and champagne. That is us. Bubbles. Right, so we've only got 5 years to save up, everybody. We'll have a big Twilight girls time. Right, so I'm going to do this here. Let me see. It's going to be the top level. And I've done this before with torn paper. It is actually really effective. You can also do torn paper and just ink directly onto the sheet, which does work well. Mm-hmm.
Tend to go through foam pads like nobody's business.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just love adding dimension. And I only really discovered it a few years ago. I mean, I was adding bits of foam pads. Now I seem to add foam pads to everything.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done a layout recently that hasn't had some sort of dimension to it.
I love all these little elements from the kit. They are lovely.
It's great. Is that the ultimate page? That's the full page kit?
No, so this is the Crafty Garden Collection Bundle.
Where you get all the things.
You get everything, yeah.
It is really good value, that. Must admit.
Wanted something different. I mean, I love the page kits, don't get me wrong, but I just wanted to be able to create something myself.
Yeah. So obviously the page kits have got more of the step-by-step, where that's just got everything in it and you can pick and choose and just make your own.
Yeah, just make your own up. Yeah.
Yeah. You sort of take the papers as the inspiration and then play about with things. Oh, that's really good, Nicola. You buy your foam in bulk.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Debbie managed to get a whole load in bulk and she gave me some of hers, which are those larger ones that I use. She gave me a whole stack of these. And I think she must have got all those in bulk. And then you can actually cut them up smaller. You don't need to use them in great big chunks. end off in a minute. Right. So is anybody else crafting along? I think Ali and Sue normally on a Thursday have their little meet up to craft and watch along, which is lovely. I actually did some crafting at the weekend because my other half was on his stag do, and I just came into my room, had Vicky booting on in the background, and I must have been crafting for a couple of hours. It was just
The
great.
boys let you do that?
Well, they were away.
Oh, right, okay.
And my little one was in bed.
Bless.
And I thought, oh, I think I might have sent you a photo, Rachel, of what I was working on.
Yeah, you did. We were talking
I was like, it's Saturday night. It was Friday night, I think. I got a glass of wine and Vicky booting on, and I am crafting, and it was just perfect. And I don't get much chance to do that. Right, I'm trimming this edge off here. I think I'm going to build this up a little bit. This is a bit too much white space. So I only had this little bit of vellum left from another layout which is why, as you say, Rachel, we need paths of vellum so then we don't run out. So let's see. I'm going to get a little bit more of this green because I like this range of pattern paper. Let's see what this looks like. Tuck this in. Needs to go right behind here for this white space.
I'm using these lovely 49er market yellow flowers that you've got in stock.
Oh, yes.
It's so sunny and bright and lovely.
Sort of sunflowers, and they're not all sunflowers. Yeah, you've got some roses there.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So do you just play around with techniques then, Rachel, and you just find ideas and you think, oh, I could...
Yeah.
You just...
I mean, like from the last live that I did with, I think it was with Debbie, I found them today. These were my flowers that I put onto acetate through a stencil, and I coloured the texture paste with some, it was mixed media acrylic paint, and these are like my flowers that I did.
Oh, wow.
And then I just went over with a pencil, but they'll be lovely just to cut out and put on a layout.
Yeah, as part of the background. So you just sort of fussy cut round them.
What you could do, you could always like have a piece of cardstock and then have that mounted on top, and then put your flowers on top, or put your photographs and everything on top. So it's just playing around, really.
Oh, that is. See, it's these little ideas. It's like I hadn't thought of doing something like that, and then you're using up bits of your stash to create your own backgrounds. Oh, Nicola, you were making a batch of your travel notebooks. Look what I have in my tote ready. So, Nicola, this is one of you. Look at this. It's so, are you so clever? Look at that.
Wow. That's lovely.
Nicola makes these, and then do you keep them in a folder like with the elastics that hold them in, or do you just use them one by one? That's because I'm going to be making notes for my wedding album, because then when I get all the photos back, I'll sort of have it all documented and I'll know what's what. So I do love that you make those. They are fab. But yes, travel notebooks, they are super.
They're like little travel journals, aren't they?
Yeah. I just love them. And I know you have made a whole batch because you popped some photos on our Facebook group. And that's what I love about all the different crafts, all the different paper crafts, like Project Life. I know people post some ideas because that's great for using up stash, making your own Project Life cards. And that is something I haven't done for a long time.
Are you still doing Project Life, Faye, or no?
Well, I've got all the stuff, and it's the kind of thing I know I'll go back to. So if I have I don't know, a holiday or something like that, then sometimes I just want to do a couple of double page spreads of Project Life to put in the D-Ring album.
Yeah.
So I haven't done it for a long time, but I wouldn't want to get rid of any of the stash because it's the kind of thing I know I'll come back to, if that makes sense. But
yeah,
it's just having all that lovely time. We wish we had more time. I mean, Debbie, bless her, we've made some crocheted sunflowers for the wedding, and now time is kind of running out. And she's going, we need to get together to sew those sunflowers. I'm thinking, yeah, we do. We're going to try and find a time.
It won't be long, will it?
Won't be long. It was 6 weeks Monday.
Wow.
So not long to go now. And it has been so nice to make some of the things, and
yeah, it makes it special, doesn't it?
It does. And it's all about the photographs for me, as you know, as a fellow scrapbooker, you know how important those photos are.
I know.
And what
photos scrap from the hen weekends.
Yeah. And what we've also done is made a QR code for a WhatsApp group, and I've designed little postcards on Canva.
Oh, fab.
So that people can take photos throughout the day.
Yeah.
And then just post them onto the WhatsApp group. So we've got some of the sort of...
Oh, lovely.
Just people capturing their own...
Yeah.
We've sort of made...
To be honest, it's probably more natural, isn't it, than photographs?
And it says things like, there's a challenge, photo challenge. So take a photo of a selfie of your table. Try and capture the bride and groom unaware. So we've set those little challenges.
So I'm now going to start putting, this sounds really, really weird, but some little pearls and art stones and sequins onto the flowers in the layout.
Oh, it's so good when you do that. And this kind of layout also would look fantastic as a box frame, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would be so good. Framed. Right, I'm just looking for a few more green pieces. Right, so I can carry on adding to this, but this is what I'm thinking. So I've got pictures of my little one trying to learn to ride his balance bike.
Oh.
That's better. And then I fussy cut all these butterflies. So I'm thinking these all need to be flying off somewhere. Oh, wow, Rachel, that looks fantastic.
Thank you.
Right.
I mean, when you think sequins, you just think, not sure about that.
I know, but when you build it all up, that's what's so clever. Build it all up and it all comes to life.
Just a little bit of shiny blue gem.
Put blue down here. Right. Now, this is a title where it has slightly come apart, but I'm going to be able to glue it. Some of these titles can be a bit fragile, so I'm just going to put it back together. So what do you use to stick? Just Nuvo for the art stones?
Just the old, good old Nuvo. Love Nuvo. Need to get some more from you, actually.
Yeah, these $9.99, these big tubes, they last forever, don't they? We have got the smaller ones, but I've moved to these now because the nib doesn't ever bung up.
No.
Goes on and on. It's the glue that keeps on giving, as they say. Yeah, we're on the 6-week countdown now, Nicola. Yeah, I've seen the photo challenges, so I'm in quite a few like wedding groups. One of them is like wedding DIY, because it's obviously trying to find cheaper ways to do things or to make things yourself. And I use Canva a lot. We use Canva a lot for Twilight. It's really so good. And somebody had just suggested about a way to set up that wedding WhatsApp group, and then you just generate a QR code that your guests scan, and when they scan it, it automatically joins you to the WhatsApp group, and you can just
send really your photos. Isn't it?
Really great. And obviously there are companies that charge you to do that.
Oh yeah.
Or people say, no, you can just do it yourself.
And it's so easy to create a QR code now for free that only lasts for 3 months. I mean, that's all you need. Why would you pay?
Yeah.
For a QR code when you're only going to need it for a day? You might as well just make it yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a lot of free QR code generating websites, so it's easy to do. Right, I think one of the things Deb did on here, which was really effective, was she added some leaf veins. So she actually made more of this background. So I think before I stick any of this down, I want to make this into a bit more of a landscape. And I have got her wonderful cloud stencil. And I'm going to go for a bit of speckled egg, I think.
Nice. Love a bit of speckled egg.
Bit of speckled egg, something soft. Wow, can I see you've even got a little pin there, Rachel? Is that a little black?
It's a little vintage
pin. Oh, wow.
So I'm just putting some little gems on at the moment.
It's all those little details that make it. Oh, Karen, you know, that's a great idea. So I've seen people put QR codes printed on layouts. Also, I've seen, so you could, for example, have a little video that you save on Google Drive. Oh, that's me, sorry, hitting a spring. And then you could print a QR code and add to your layout, and then obviously in years to come that could be scanned. As long as it's saved on somewhere like a cloud, you know, you can get a QR code and it would take you to a little video or something like that. So that is a great idea. So very subtle, these clouds.
That's lovely, Faye.
Well, I wasn't really feeling this layout. It's these butterflies I had to cut up, so they came in the ephemera pack in the simple, let me show you, and I could not get them to work. So they came like this, all joined together in a row. So you had these 4 in a row and these 4 in a row, and they just weren't working on my layout in that row. Right. So I chopped them all up. And then I sort of cut the white border off. because the white border just didn't look right. And then I'm just using them singly, so kind of going with it. And that's where I had this idea of this kind of making a landscape. So now Bridgerton's next part has dropped tonight. Does anybody watch Bridgerton? Because I watched the first 4 and then I've had to wait for weeks for this next one to drop, which has been frustrating. So,
do you know, I'll be honest, I've never seen it.
You haven't seen it? Oh,
no. Am I missing?
I love it. I don't know if anybody else who's watching has seen it, but I enjoy it. Right, something I have just ordered for myself. I was using lots of disposable, I've got a giant splodge away mat, and I just wanted little mini ink blending mats to keep in my tote because I was using a lot and chucking it away. So I know I've got a Tim Holtz little mixed media board that does this on the side. Have you got any little mix? You had a little silicone one. That worked well. Yeah, little rubber silicone mat.
Yeah.
Right, so I think when Debbie did this, she painted little veins.
That's what we were talking about on Friday, wasn't it? The veins.
Yeah. And I think that's just what it needs. I think Debbie paints hers more delicately than me. One thing I've not been so confident with is using a paintbrush. No. Definitely not. Debbie's were dainty, and I've not got a hand for painting. She's just able. I remember when we were doing art journaling, both you and Deb have that knack of either drawing little faces or.
I remember we used to do the crane workshops as well, wasn't it? They look like spoon ladies.
Yeah. I've not had that knack. Oh yeah, that's what Deb does, Nicola, as well. Old overhead projector transparencies, or like old bits of laminating pouches, that kind of thing.
I've got one. So this is like what I call my messy mat, and this is just run. This is an old OHP thing, and then I've got another one that I've just ran through. The what do you call it?
The laminator.
The laminator, yeah.
And then you've just got just a old laminating sheet. Yeah, this is not my best arty layout, but I'm going with it. Sometimes I think, well, if you had fun creating it, it might not quite turn out as you expect, but one thing I have got is a Lavinia like tree stamp, but I'm not going to do that because I think I'll end up completely messing it up. Let's see. Wow, so what, you're just adding a bit of depth and definition with some ink?
Yeah, so I've just used the watered down coffee mica.
Yeah, and just to create that bit of shadow?
Just to like give it a bit of definition. I'm not as good as you with ink, so I'd rather use a paintbrush.
with like applying with a like distress tool or something. I think I would do a paintbrush with that because it's quite delicate, isn't it?
Yeah, I just want to do the tips really.
Yeah, you want to be able to position it in the right place.
Whereas I'm not. You would get that effect if you were to use a blending tool. I don't know. You might.
No, I think you're right. You might not be quite so happy with where it all lands. Haven't got quite as much control with a.
Because I just want to go on the
tool.
Flowers really.
Right, just putting me butterflies down.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Well, it's not a conventional layout. It's a bit different, but you know, I've gone with it. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. It's not something I would usually create. But as we say, if we've had fun making it, that's what counts. I must admit, my favourite collections I love working with is always 49 and Market. It's just all the little elements just complement each other so well. And like you say, you've used different collections there, mainly Crafty Garden, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's also Eucalyptus and Moonlit Garden as well.
Yeah. And it just works.
You know me, I'm a big 49
Market fan. Oh, yeah. Love it. It would be my go-to. And I know there's been a lot of collections out this year.
There are always that many collections out each year from 49 and the Market. Or
no.
Are they just on a roll?
They're on a bit of a roll, and it is hard to keep up, I must admit. And I think people are buying little bits of, you know, because you don't need to buy the whole collection. You could just buy a few pieces of the bits that you love, because they are all lovely. And this next one coming up is sort of a bit more beachy, seaside. It's sort of red, white and blues.
I've seen some of that, yeah, advertised.
It is beautiful. And again, academia is really nice, but you would probably only buy a few pieces and think, you know, I could get loads of layouts out of that. So you don't need, you can be picky.
Yeah.
Because when you've got that many collections, you can be picky about which bits you want.
I think I would struggle with the academia because obviously Adam's no longer at school or anything, but they would suit his graduation photographs.
Yeah, and you know, we were looking at them at the weekend at the crop because Debbie had samples that she was showing. Okay. And actually a lot of them would be non-school, if you like. There were sort of books and you know, definitely vintage. It's definitely sort of that Browns vintage style. But we were going, oh, actually, yeah, you could definitely scrap school photos or old black and white photos. But then there were bits that were more like patterned, you know, like vintage patterns. We were going, oh, actually, that would work for a boys layout that was just general.
Right, okay.
I forgot to bring some down to show because it's yeah, it's nice. Yeah, the next 49 and Market one is that definitely a sort of beachy summer vibes.
Because last time they did a beach one, it was very pastely, wasn't it?
Yeah, this one is definitely those sort of almost like the royal blues, and there's reds in there as well. I think I'm going to put that so that it ties in here. Right, I'm almost done my second one. Oh my gosh.
I'm still on my first.
Oh, I did plan at the weekend, I must admit. That was this is what I was working on Saturday night when I was chilling on my own. The little person fast asleep.
Bless.
Right. I reckon this is going to need just a few embellishments now. Because what I might do, using the colour palette papers, I might punch little butterflies just to add a little bit more of a flutter, possibly. A bit more of a flutter, she says.
I'm going to put a bee on mine, I think.
Oh, yeah. Where's the bee come from? Is that...
that's from the Crafty Garden kit.
Oh, is that in the laser cuts?
No, it's on. So in the kit, let me just get it out for you. So as part of the pack, you get the chipboard elements that you can't get in any of the other kit. So it's here, this one.
Oh, wow. And you've got a little chipboard bee in there.
Yeah, so there's a couple of beads. And you've got your words and you've got your frames and you've got a big butterfly and flowers and things. So that's really, really lovely. But you can't buy this individually. It only comes in the bundle kit.
Oh, that's the exclusive bit that comes in the...
So you get all of these beautiful papers.
Okay. So they sell that separately, but you actually get that full thing in the bundle.
Yeah, part of the bundle kit, you get the 12 by 12 papers. You get the... let me just show you.
I haven't actually opened, I must admit. So
rub-ons. Love a rub-on.
Yes, me too.
Laser cut elements. I've obviously cut that out. And then you get stickers, and last but not least, get the stickers as well.
Oh my gosh, that is good. So enough to make loads of layouts.
Absolutely, yeah. And I actually got all of this from you, so
yeah, love that. I think we've got those in stock. We've got all the Crafty Garden range because we love it, and also the colour swatch collection that goes with that is ochre, isn't it? Which is that yellowy. I've got some of the ochre. I'm just adding one little piece along here, and then I think I'm going to be more or less.
So I just nip my bow.
Oh, hi Sarah. Sarah's joined us on YouTube.
Oh, hi Sarah.
How are you? Hope all is well. We're having fun here. Rachel has been delving into 49er Market, and that layout is just looking stunning. Really good. I'm going to be playing with this a bit more. I still think it needs a little bit more. Oh, hi Joe. Joe's with us as well.
Oh, hi Joe.
So let's get, so I've got these three now. So I'll be looking forward to showing Debbie that one when she returns. Pinks. Then I got a bits of blues. Oh, wow, Sarah. Is it an in-person crop? Oh, this weekend. Love that. Oh, you'll have an absolute blast with Anne. Loads of fun. Enjoy. We look forward to seeing what you make. You gave us some inspiration. And then this one I'm just going to play around with a little bit. I've done the sort of hills. I reckon there could be little creatures or something, like you say, just hidden in it. But it's a bit quirky, this one, isn't it? It's a quirky layout. That's for sure. Oh, that's good. Friday night into the Saturday. That's good, because then you've got the Sunday at home to catch up and do all the things that you have not had time to do. Marvellous. Well, I make it 9 o'clock. Oh, stunning. Rachel, that looks absolutely stunning.
Thank you.
It is wonderful. All those layers. It is just beautiful.
Mounting the little bits on cardboard, just cutting up a bit of a cardboard box. Just that more 3D texture, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Makes it really pop. It's fabulous.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for joining us, Rachel, and keeping me company and giving us lots of inspiration. It's been absolutely wonderful. And it's been great. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Take care, all.
Take care. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.